Yeah. Well, and changing my diet and going down this path really opened my eyes to kind of what we're eating and how I feel and
well, and I know you're loving life, because I mean you got the whole Pete's Meats going, and you're grilling and eating that. And I remember when you'd gotten into it after talking with me, and you're just totally loving life. So it's really enjoyable, right?
Absolutely. I feel better all the time. I'll have cheat days, and eat stuff every now and again, but I suffer for it. And it's interesting the way I do it versus the way like Jeff Browning does it, or McKnight, or all those guys. There's like, if you look along the spectrum, we're all along like trying to get the same effects, but we all are on different ends of the meter a little bit. Like like Jeff's definitely more protein based like I am, but he's definitely throwing down more fruits, than I do. Whereas then there's other guys on the scale that are just like, go more on the fat side, than the protein side. And so it is really interesting to see kind of how that works. And I think that's just everyday eating. I just try and eat whole foods, meat and vegetables.
I found with my journey, like now I can pretty well eat whatever I want. I mean, like you say, you pay for it if you're eating crap, but I don't have those, I've gotten myself so adapted and really worked on the third tier of the OFM pyramid, which is stomach and gut health, and getting the stomach lining really robust, and really focusing on developing a robust and diverse biome that has huge implication for tolerance to different foods, including crap. It doesn't mean you can eat it all the time, but once in a while, no big deal.
A bunch of my athletes that are doing it, I mean, it's a game. It's always a game changer, but like it's so cool to see their eyes open about it. Just like finally something in their brain clicks. Like I get it.
Right. You get them using the best, but you get the hydration right, and then you get them eating a little bit of meat in their diet.
Yeah,
it's like I haven't felt this good in years.
Yeah, even some of the vegetarian runners that I work with, and I'm like, well, what about fish? Like, can you eat fish? They're like, well, I could do fish. I'm like, great. That's all I ask. Get some omega fatty acids in you, and it's just, but like. If they're not going to sit there and get it, getting it from like pea protein is not gonna do anything.
Years ago, I worked with a couple of really high level masters track athletes who were vegetarian, but they were world class masters athletes, so they were focused on their performance.
Yeah,
and I got them. They were ovo-lacto, right?
Yeah,
I got them to take liver capsules and gelatin capsules.
Yeah.
And just by adding that little bit, their performance went through the roof. Their injuries disappeared.
Yeah. Yep.
I push the collagen really hard because we don't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And it's got to do not just with collagen for that area, but the collagen for your stomach lining, for your epithelial cells, to get your biome robust and big, because a lot of monkey motion in nutritional digestion to keep you healthy is done there. Yeah. And we know, the biome's a big subject, but we know very little about it. But what right. People aren't talking about that I'm talking about is people in the biome don't talk about getting your epithelial cells. Those are your cells, not the biome. But you got to get that epithelial cell. It's like a shag carpet, but I liken it to a rainforest canopy because it's the same metaphor. Like what they're doing in Brazil, you have this 100-foot rainforest canopy of trees, and that's what your epithelium is with your mucous membrane. And then if you have that 100-foot canopy, guess what? You can house a huge fauna in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You burn it to the ground and you got this grass stubble. How much biome can you house? And then it's really prone to inflammation. And that was my epiphany with John Olson and Jenny Capel and Roxanne Woodhouse way back in the day, because they were pukers who came to me, and I started looking at this, and it's like, holy shit, they're killing themselves. It starts there in that digestive tract, and then you need the collagen for the tendons, the ligaments, the synovial fluid that goes between the joints. Not just the hips, knees, ankles, but also in the spine.
Yeah.
And that's all collagen based proteins, and they're fairly high turnover. So yeah, that's, I go on and on because we all, you and I, it's like you put a steak in front of us, we're going to eat it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So muscle meat isn't a problem.
Yeah.
It's getting the collagen rich foods. And I'm kind of like, as far as the organ meat, I'm sort of like, organ meat's important, but you don't need very much of it.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. It's lately I've just seen it seems like and it probably, again, the foods they're eating, they're not like nutrient dense or anything. It's just unhealthy lifestyles. But like as a runner and like those types of injuries, just I've never really experienced them before to this level that I've seen.
Well, since you started OFM, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The way I coach people is I tell them, look at from a cycle of life and where we fit on that cycle. But like I say, when you get the nutritional balance right with the animal eating, collagen, a little bit of organ meat, and usually it's liver capsules. The amount of animal products you really need to eat is so small, it's scary.
Sure.
That's what I found with those vegetarian track athletes is you don't really need that much. I mean, you and I aren't going to stop having our big steaks once in a while or when our training was high, but I don't need a big steak all the time.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Well, Peter, it's great catching up with you, man.